are up to. Good morning, Yankee. Everybody has a maamer? There's plenty of copies. 417, almost by the bottom.
Page 417, right at the bottom.
So, the Hemshech Advarim is that Hashem, because of the Ava Atzmis, is kol deifik on the heart of every Yid, Pischali Kechudesh Tamachat, and then the whole Seder Avodah that heaven is asking and promising of the Yid, Achoisi, Hayosi, Yonosi Samasi. But the Yid's response is, I don't know how, I've divested myself of my garments, which the Zohar says is the Levushi of Levushi Malchus, Levushi Kahuna, which is Torah and Mitzvahs. How can I put them back on again? I don't even know how. As we said, again, this is Purim Tov Shin Chaf. This is a generation that doesn't even have the tradition, the memory of how to. Here and then in Russia, and then heaven's response is, there's my minim and my smilim, those on the right and the left, and heaven says, I've washed my feet. How can I now sully them again? The feet goes on the Beis Hamikdash. Hashemayim kisi v'aretz hadoim ragli. This is Golus. The Eivish to the Shechinah is removed. Solik le'ela le'ela. And how can I possibly be invested again in Ilam Hazeh and Salid, when even at the time of the Beis Hamikdash it was a Pella, Shemayim Yishmei Shemayim Leichal Kalucha Afki Abayis Hazeh, yet this house did, and that was Bizman Abayis. In the time of Kaim Masir Bashlimusim, when Yidden were aligned with the Eivish to Bizman Shleim, with the 15th generation, when Malchus is fully reflective of the Shemesh and Magen Havaya. That was then, it was a Pella. How much more so now in Golus? So the Yid says, how can I? And heaven says, we can't. And we won't. The Eibishter overrides, Sholach Yodim min Achoy, the Eibishter sends forth his hand through the opening and overrides, notwithstanding my minim, my smilim, and stirs the Yid. That's where it's up to now. And he bringing here from the Medrash, as I mentioned yesterday, Stakha Menashe, the wicked king, that heaven protested his tshuva, and Hashem said that even he shall close the door before the sinners, and and so Hashem carved out a place under the Kisei HaKavod where the heavenly hosts could not reach. Hide in Ishtalshus, Mitachas Zroyus Oilam. So what is this? What is this pierce? What is this opening? This opening is the opening, the Mechitza Shel Barzel, in the iron division between Yidden and the Eibishter, through which the awakening from above can happen. But moreover, not only does he make this opening, but he casts forth his hand, as he's explaining the details here. And that's the assistance. Let's continue here. So it's like 8 lines from the bottom. The Eibishter sends forth his hand through the opening. That this is the assistance and the help that comes from above. That is drawn and given and granted to even one who is in a matzav pashatet diskatonting. He doesn't know how. He doesn't even know how. What's the way that I should be able to put on these garments to do Torah mitzvahs? The Eibishter sends forth his hand. This prayer, as the Kisim Makos of the Pasuk continues. May I homu elov. Olav. My inners stir towards him. What is this? This is where we're up to. The Gemara says in Chulin, that the digestive system begins from the heart and below. Then further descending down are the lower intestines. There's the upper intestines, the lower intestines, and they start from the heart. It's all relative there, but chicken that is burnt, and to what degree is it kosher, not kosher? Where was it singed? So here the pasuk says, "May I my innards homo stir," meaning to say that this assistance and help that comes from above that overrides the protest of both the Yid and the protest of heaven. That it's drawn to the one that calls out and confesses, I have no connection. The Eibishter causes that the inside should awaken and should stir. Whether he understands why this is happening to him, or he doesn't understand how this is happening to him, his heart starts to stir. Which the heart is the beginning from. That's the point, the dividing point from the inner, from the intestines. And it stirs all the way down to his lower intestines. These are the intestines that equal the what? Digestive. What's the point of the digestive system? It's to separate between that which is worthy for the person and that which is pseilus, which is waste. So the has to be cast away from the body. So that it becomes alive. It begins to come alive, and they begin to be effective. To cast away the waste and to internalize that which is appropriate. And how does this all begin? Because that Hashem stirs the tshuva within him from above. This is what the pasuk is saying. I am asleep, yet my heart is awake. Even though consciously I'm in a state of slumber in Golos. A Jew is not pushed away forever. For my heart is awake, meaning. I'm not in a conscious way, but my heart, meaning the Eibishter who is invested in my heart, is awake. All of them about the Eibishter, the pasuk says, Tzur levavi, he's the rock of my heart, v'chelki, and we say that. Tzur, who is the rock of my heart, v'chelki, and my lot, elikim la'olam, it's Hashem forever. He is the portion, and He is in my heart.
Where's that from?
Huh?
Where's that from?
Tillim.
That's a song of the Rabbi.
Yeah. Chol amakim b'chol azmanim. Yeah, usually they bring him out of Malkim. It's Tillim Samach.
Or
No, Ayin Aleph, Ayin Beis. B'chol amakim b'chol azmanim, in all the times and all places. She'ein she'meilim midas hadin. Hashem does not listen to the midas hadin. Elu sheleich yadim in acher. But sends forth His hand through the opening machacher that's called mitzvus shel ish Israeli, till it permeates and affects the entire being of the Yid in Yiddish. As nem durch dem ganzen Eden, it permeates the entire Jew. Leo is down to his innards. May I homo olov, that his innards start stirring, and he finds no place for himself. Yeah, I didn't know. Some elsewhere that says this lashon. He finds no rest. And he has to come back. Unbelievable words here. And becomes transformed completely from one extreme to the other. Not only in this in a way, Mesiras Nefesh when facing a test or in one particular area. And it completely transforms him all in his hispashtus and all of his conscious manifestations. That it permeates and brings to life all of the levels of Achaisi and Rayosi, Yinosi and Samasi. The Jew becomes fully alive and resonant on all of the levels to explained in the Maimon. This is all a gift that comes from above. We have to hear the Maimon, friends. Okay, on Monday. And this is that night the king sleep with the stimulus on this. This is the Mariel, is the whole force and intensity of the Nes. What's the Nes here? Even though you know in a state of spiritual state, Hashem is not Vahaino. There has to be some kind of avodah. There shouldn't be namadich sufa. It shouldn't be bread of shame, and Hashem wants us to partner.
I was wondering because the whole beginning, it's Kamayim Panim Lapanim and Tzilcha and so on. So you're saying that we're kind of causing that the Shnasam.
No, the Hashem Tzilcha was in the kasha. So since Yidden and the matzahs of Shina, so the Maila is also Shina. Mm-hmm. So that would perpetuate the Shina sleep above. But there was an Akud Mesiras Nefesh. Now he doesn't say here how that happened. Maybe he does. But it's Mordechai. Mordechai was ma'ored by the Yidden and Akud Mesiras Nefesh, and that's how the whole process began. Maybe he's going to say it here somewhere. I don't think so.
He did that.
Huh?
Yeah, for sure. Mordechai he did something.
Yeah.
All accepted upon themselves.
All started with the children. You know the story. The fish of Bnei Yisrael, the mat om the betnur sham besirit meshach kol hashana kula. The Alter Rebbe says in Torah that Yidden knew about the Gzeira, and for a whole year they also knew that if anybody opts out and denies their Yiddishkeit, they will be spared, and no one did, not even the Machshava. Shalach and Ikraim Megillah b'Shem Yehudim. That's why it's the first time. It's the first time a Yidden are called Yehudim. Till then, it's Bnei Yisrael or other terms. Here Yehudim, K'may Marazal, because what's Yehuda? Kol HaKefer B'Aved Zora. I mean, the simple pshat is because from Shevet Yehuda, which was the biggest tribe, then that was the most Yidden came from there. But B'Pnimius, because Kol HaKefer B'Aved Zora, anyone who denies Aved Zora should convey the B'chal Torah Kul, which means he acknowledges Yehuda, the whole Torah, Nikra Yehudi. And that was the Maimon the Matzav of Yidden then. Days and Nasa take fish on this, and this caused the whole intensity of the nation. Not the Doshnas Malka Shalayla. Being in Zeb Pearl Gam, she not the Doshnas Mel Hachashverish Lamata, and this caused Achashverish couldn't sleep. The Gashmias. Velachin Sivolov Yosef Azichun is Divrei Yomim. And therefore, what did he want? He says, bring me my book of remembrances, Divrei Yomim, that records the events that occurred throughout the days. What's the pshat? The Pnimius. Finally, Shenimshach Gam Ba Yomim, that this is Oideres. This could be that the Rebbe here is Merames to Malchus, Zichronis, and Shofars. That Zichronis goes on Zeicher Abris. This is the eternal covenant, the unconditional covenant between the Yidden and Eibushet, the Neshamas, Moshe, and Atzmos. Right, that's Zichronis. Zeicher Abris, two halves of one whole, and this is this unconditional love. So now from the Divrei Sefer Zichronis, it's Nimshach War into Divrei Yomim. Comes down into it, Hainish Nimshach Gam Ba Yomim, it's drawn down into the days, B'chinas Hazman, in time, U'malkim L'mata. Again, not just in the Kudah Mesiras Nefesh, but it's Nimshach and all the Pratim Adregis. Just like the Mesiras Nefesh we're describing here. It doesn't just remain in this essential commitment, but is manifest in all Esekechas and Nefesh Vad Machshav Dibur Maisa. This is Achaisi, Rayose, Yenosi, Samosi, Kamek, and in the Layon of Elishim, who likewise the Eibishter's arousal is likewise same way Ba'ofen Shepel Gam Amshachas Lamata, that it comes down into Yomim, in Zman, and in Mokim, Lamata, Bebona, Chaya, Mazin Revicha. It comes down in nachas from children and in health, and panosa, the vichen abundance, the matter, master tvachim, and all the pratim down here in Elam Hazeh. As I told you, when we learned the Maimer, and the Rebbe gives a bracha like this, it's now happening. Zerkol thing you should take Vishon Des. So this is the take Vishon Des. So what is it? Another the Shnas Malka Shel Olam. Shepol Gam Shenod the Shnas Melach Yipshutay. This caused the whole change down here. Achashverosh Vinyan Zer Pol. And this again, and this affects the Inshal Yehudim. Ma'isa Oira V'Simcha V'Sas and Vikor. Hein Kedrashas Shazal, like the Gemara says, that Oira is a Torah. And Simcha is a Yom Tov V'Sas is a meal and Yikor is Tefillah. Yeah? Hein Kipshutim Kipapel, literally. Shein and Mikra Yitzim, the Pshuta that every pasuk never departs from its simple meaning as well. That Pashat respect and Oira and Simcha and Sas and all of this Kipshuta. Hayam Behelen Yiskorim V'Naisim B'Chol Doir V'Doir. And these days are remembered and they happen B'Chol Doir V'Doir Kidur Perish Arizal. As known that Israel's Pirush Adei Niskorim. When we remember the Mitoch his Oirus, not just it's Purim, but within his Oirus, as a Nasim Oidapam, Kol Am Shachas Vashpois Kifishoyu Bepam Arishoyim. Again, and actually sometimes it says even higher, because every year it's a Hamshacha Chadosha. Baynish Adei Yisrael through this awakening down here, Befrat B'Yomim Elu, especially in the days of Purim. Peilim Kol in Yonim Anal. Henat Pi Adrush Vein Kipshutoi, Shehir Layu at the Drush level, the simple level, Shila Yehudim B'Chol Malkim Shehem. Medidike Bracha. Wherever they are, because the whole Gzeda was in all Yidden everywhere. So the brachas were all Yidden everywhere. B'Chol Zman V'Meshach Kol Hashona Kula Eira V'Simcha V'Sasan V'Kor. Amen. All right, so we give a summary. Yeah, give a summary. A kitzer from the...
Mendel hat gesagt, dass mal gelernt hat, der Aga von der Chosset, gesessen bei Shir und Teroir, und gelernt dem Ingen, als Omde bemeshach kol hashon kula b'mesiras nefesh, le'ol salem achshavas chutz. Gesessen hat mein alten Chosset, und hört, wie sagt zu sich allein. Redet gesagt, und er Hahu HaKedesh von alten Rebbe, wann weiß der alte Rebbe, le'ol salem. Hahu HaKedesh. Von dem der Hager wird das gepoilt bei ihm.
So a story, the Mendel Futtervas relates that he was sitting by a chassid that was learning this Maimer in Torah. The Alter Rebbe says that they knew about it the whole year, and they didn't enter anybody's mind, even Machshavas Chutz, to be kafir, they doesn't bring down any medrash anywhere. So the old chassid was saying to himself, the Alter Rebbe's Ruach HaKodesh, that he knows every year not one person had Machshavas Chutz, the Gewalt from Malton Rebbe's. So the Mendel heard this, and this gave him inspiration. Okay, so the summary of the Maimer, we'll just say it, yeah? Saini Yeshena says in Medrash, when am I, this Bagalusa? It's in Golos, the person's missing Re'iyah and Shmin Elikus, which the Maimer explained what Re'iyah means, what Shmir means. And that causes a parallel response, the Maila. Maila Shem Silcha, K'may Ponim El Ponim. Nonetheless, Libi Eir. Even Zman HaGolos, every Yid in the Kudas HaYados remains B'Tokfo B'Shlim Musa. And therefore the Maila also is a Libi Eir. Kel Doidi, the Eibish to the Ava Atzmis, from Atzmus and Mahus, to the Etzim on the Shom of every Yid, so the Eibish is knocking, and notwithstanding the mind with the matzav of the Yid, the Eibish is knocking, he says Pischeli. And what is the Eibish asking? Pischeli Kechodesh Shamachat. Not even Charora Shamachat, not even the opening of the needle, but the point of the needle, which is Nekudas and Besidas Nefesh. I'll just tell you what I told the Eilam. Ich sage nicht später, ich geht auf den Tape. Ein Wort von Rebbe, Salman Peisner, von der Verbringen, Cholamei Zuckers, Bnei Yeshivas, Vater Nesias, auf dem Gechudesh al Machat. Mehr dicken Wort. So, so this causes the awakening down here, and therefore the awakening above. And what is the avodas that follow? The Eibush is asking. These are the four madreges, which then leads to that Eibush to open up our heart, which explains later. Remember the diak. What's the diak of Pischei Shalulam? It's not stam that it's open, but what?
It doesn't close.
It never closes. So really, it's a madrega that's higher than avodah lamata. Not only it only comes through the avodah lamata, but really it's totally beyond. It's an unconditional level. Never, there's no door. You do what you have to do, and I'll give you totally beyond your guide to matzasa. The mitzvah is far beyond the yegiyah itself. So first of all, you help me, friends. What's the avodah v'achaysi? B'kitzur, what's achaysi? What is that? First of all, what's achaysi mean? My sister. So what kind of love is that? It's a natural love, not a passionate one. It ought not be. It's a natural love. So what is that? What's the isbonenus? What's the avodah? That even the Nefesh Abamis can relate to. This is b'chol levavcha, huh?
The creation of the world, b'chol rega v'rega.
You want the world. Understand what the world is. The Metzias, the world is elikus. And then there was a whole diak that not only the Dvar Hashem is mahava b'chol rega v'rega, but even what? Hu tziva v'nivro, that even the Ratzin is invested, which means the bittul of the world, as explained at length in the Maamar, the bittul of the world to the creative force is much greater than the bittul of creation to the Dvar Hashem. It's even a greater bittul, which means to say that if you want the world and you want to, in other words, you want to exist and you want to express yourself, then what is it? What is the world? What's the truth of the world? The truth is elikus. In other words, to translate that, it means why Yiddishkeit? Because it's a beautiful way to live. You want to have nachas. You want to have we're just talking now the previous year in business. It's precious in business and so on. And people get sick over it. But if you're guided by Torah, the Eibush runs the world, Hashgacha Pratis, you'll enjoy Elam Hazi. You can sleep at night. You know that you did what you did. The rest is in God's hands. It's Pashat, a recipe for a beautiful Gishmak life, nachas some children. You want a beautiful family life. Mikveh, respect, Torah guides you how husband and wife should talk to each other, how to bring up children. It's a recipe for a beautiful life. That's achaysi. That not only Eve Nefesh Abamis understands, and the Nefesh Dafka understands. That's achaysi. Then there's the avodah of Rayosi. What's Rayosi? What's Rayosi? What does the Medrash say in Rayosi? Panasasi. What does that mean? Hashem says, you give me panasa. What's panasa? Stay nourished. What was the whole diak here? In order for the neshama to be connected to the guf, what do you need?
Food.
You need food. How is the food able to connect the neshama to the guf?
Because part of the blood.
Because the nitzutzik dusha, the food, kamvela matoyo, which is higher than, it's able to cause the chibur, higher than mamalakal alman, higher than the level of the nefesh invested in the guf, and therefore it's able to cause what? The fusion. So through avodah we're mamshech, sevel kalam, we're mamshech toyo, we're mamshech levels of likus that are higher than creation. Achaysi is the level of alikus that's naturally in the world. So using as we described this earlier, so here already the person's Torah mitzvahs, there's the element of hidur. He goes beyond the law. He does those things that he doesn't have. You see the direct benefit. It's not just a gain and benefit. To translate this in avodah, Rayosi would be doing Torah mitzvahs with a hidur. You don't have to. It's over and above. So this is already, we start to be mamshich into the world level of because that's higher than creation. That's Rayosi. What's your Nasi? Istakola b'ikara de malket. This is a complete bittul. This is already tainug. This is already connecting to the Eibishter on a level totally beyond creation. Even higher than Seviv Kalalmin. Higher than Eilam Atoyu. Transfixed like the doves, each one looks at the other in a state of complete bittul and unity. And then comes the tachlis avodah tamasi. What's tamasi? my wholesome one. What does it mean by pnimius? You, huh? Yeah, you complete me. You make me whole. And this is Amshach of Atzmos Mamish, of Nisava Kodesh Baruch of Dirib Tachtonim. You fulfill my deepest essential desire, which is Dirib Tachtonim. The Maim is Medayik. How is that through Lemaisha Decha Tichsev, through Maisha Bepoyel? And so Tamosi, not Chilosan Besoifon, is connected to the Avodah of what? Of Achosi. And it all begins with the whole all starts with Chilas Avodah, Gechuta Shal Machat, Mesiras Nefesh, and Bittul. And then the pasuk continues, Shaloishin Nim Latal. My head is full of dew. What does that say? What does that mean? This explains how this happens. The difference between dew and rain is that rain comes from Ejalim in the Oretz, that's rain. Tal Leimiyatze. This is the Ava Atzmis, it's unconditional, and therefore this explains the Tamosi. How is it we're able to complete Eibishter and fulfill his desire? It's Atzmidik desire of Dirib Tachtonim, and that should be revealed down here. That's because Reishinim Latal, at the end of the day, the Amshach at the end is one that's totally beyond your Avodah. Even though you got to go through the steps, but what is Nimshach is totally. There was actually two Diyukim there when I go into the Pratim. Okay, we'll stop here in Al Chazor. We'll continue. Actually, I'll go back and revisit, and we'll tell you the story, today's story.